Y'all, I have been streaming this without my mic on. Oh my word. That is so funny. You haven't been able to hear me this entire time. Wow. I'm like over here talking and I have said all of the things and you can't even hear me. Wow. If you can hear me and you are on here, let me know. Because now I feel bad. I have been okay, you didn't hear that. So this is my first time ever doing a live stream and I am all over the place this morning. I also only got like 5 hours of sleep. So here we are. Okay, so if you're new around here, first of all, I should introduce myself. Hi, my name is Brittany. I'm a homeschooling mom to 4 kids, and we are doing a homeschool planner. That's what we're doing. So my bad. Okay. So I don't even know where to start with this. One, now you definitely will hear if you hear the sounds in the background, that would be my house chicken who is making her thoughts known. So how, what I'm doing here, this is my 4th grader's work that I am currently doing. So I've got these 2 boxes. This first one shows me that he has completed it. Like we've done the lesson and he's done his portion of the work. And the second box is for me to check off as I have made his corrections, or not his corrections, as I have checked it. And then I have a box down here for him. When he's made his corrections, I go through and check that off. When I've checked his corrections, then I check this little box over here off. So what it all is we have our math, which is CLE, English grammar, recitation, spelling, writing and rhetoric, his assigned reading with his questions that go with it, his handwriting, the corrections, and his recitation. And then I'm so mad at myself that I did that. Now it's like all of the things that I explained don't make any sense now because you couldn't hear me. Okay. Darn it. Make sure I'm on now. Okay, so moving on to my 2nd grader. Can't undo that. That's fine. Well, if you were just looking for a body doubling without anybody, like any commentary, any talking, well, you had a nice 20 minutes there. So now I'm chatty. Let's see. Excuse me. I've got her. This is very convoluted. Now I have a tickle in my throat. Okay. So she is also doing CLE for math. Back to the bedroom, sweets. Did I see your what? Hey, go watch your movie, honey. Oh, dear. She is a baby. They're having their cartoons. They had all of their breakfast, and so they're being allowed some screen time because I have a 1,200 square foot house, so I literally have nowhere else that I can do this besides at my kitchen table. And so I'm like, y'all want to go watch a movie for a little bit? And so, okay. So hers is a little different because she has, what I set up here when I was doing my oldest is what I do for them is they have their assigned reading. And sometimes they will have a, something that goes along with it, like a reading guide. Then there's questions with it. And if they don't have a reading guide for whatever their reading is, they have to do a literature log. And it's literally just doing a written narration. I know this looks so excessive, but I have kind of honed in this system with my planner. So, Dolly. We have one of my chickens is Fluffer Butt, And if you've seen my videos, she's the black one, and she's a little quieter. She's not, that is Dolly, right? She is a little quieter. She's not as mouthy, but Dolly is special. Okay, so, but anyway, so it does take a long time for me to do all of it, but it really, really, I don't think it's charged, honey. You're going to need help on that. So I have tried not having all of the check boxes and stuff. If you just hopped on how I plan, first of all, if you just hopped on, what I'm doing is I'm setting up my homeschool planner for next week. The double boxes that I do, it gives me a place to check off that they have done the work, and then a place to check off that I have gone through and checked it myself. But when I used to not plan like this and I just did the next thing, I always forgot things. And so it made it really, really hard for me to stick with things. Let's see. She has grammar practice, especially like she has grammar practice Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and then nothing on Monday, and then grammar practice. Oh, I forgot one up here because this is their little. So how I do it is I fill in all of this information, and I go back and I fill in the actual lessons. Okay, let me take this all over into the last half of the week. So we'll go, and then my kindergartner, I started filling it out ahead of time, but for her lessons our kindergarten work is not as heavy. And so she has fewer lessons, let me put it that way. And so I feel like I don't have to, if we do it, careful. If we do it 3 times a week, we will finish all of her curriculum. And so I kind of just do her stuff whenever she has, when we have the time, when she is feeling good that day. And so I kind of do reverse planning with her stuff because she's in kindergarten. When she moves into first grade, then she will be fully planned out. Let's just do LL for Litlog. All right. And then she has, I can't remember what it's called. Introduction to English Grammar. So we're going to do IG. Okay. And one more day. Let's see. So if you're just hopping on, I am doing my homeschool planning. But also let me know if this time slot, if you actually enjoy watching this, and then let me know that if this time slot works for you. I've also thought about doing Thursday afternoon, which might work better for me. Saturday mornings are a little hard. I normally plan on Thursdays. I like to have it where I can do a lot of my other stuff on Saturday mornings. But if more people are able to be available and it is actually something that people enjoy watching, then, or having available for a body doubling opportunity, then goodness. So if you are on and you've decided to get some work done, let me know what you are currently working on. So we are currently on week 3. No, we just wrapped up week 3. So we're moving into week 4 of our school year, which is crazy. It's going by so fast. We're already almost to our first break. We're almost at the end of our first term. We do 6-week terms. And it just blows my mind that we're already almost there, which I'm excited because it means we get a break. Oh, yes, Dolly, we all hear you. Thank you. I think the setup is just the most obnoxious part to me because there's just so much. Oh, EIW. You're going to have to forgive my sloppy writing because I am very tired and it is not my best writing in the world. Also, the pressure feels like anytime I have anybody watching me as I'm writing. If you just hopped on recently, the first 20 minutes of this live stream, I didn't have my mic hooked up. And I can't remember if I talked about it then or if I talked about it after, but I serve in our children's ministry at church and I teach. And anytime I have to write on the board, I'm like, I really don't want to do this because if nobody's watching, then my writing is beautiful. But if I have, the pressure of it has to look a certain way, and I mean, they're kids, they don't care, but it's the adults. And they don't care either, but I care, which I know is silly. Okay. What do I do during break week? Normally during our break week, I try to get a lot of my stuff done. For the kids, they still have to do their reading during that time because I want reading to be something that they're doing not just for school, just as a part of our lifestyle. But for me, I am doing a lot of kind of projects and home organization kind of things. I feel like a lot of my cleaning kind of gets pushed to the wayside whenever we're doing school, especially in the early weeks. But mainly it's a lot of decluttering projects or if I have painting that I'm trying to do or anything like that. I'm currently trying to get into the Fly Lady system. And so I'm hoping that as I get more familiarized, I've done Fly Lady before, but as I get used to it again, that maybe I won't have chaos all the time. And so, but as for like their schedule for the kids, they don't have a formal schedule besides just normal bedtimes and stuff. And then just reading. But I do really like doing the 6 weeks on and 1 week off because it gives us just a a chance to walk away for a little bit from the studies and to kind of refresh. And so I find if we take longer breaks too often, or not too often, but if we take our like longer breaks, like the big summer breaks or anything like that, we are always just kind of struggling to get back on track. But if I have more frequent breaks, then just having a week of being able to just have fun, it helps to get us motivated to get back on track and then ultimately just not burn out. Okay, so I talked about this at the beginning. So this is our devotional box, and what it is on here, I have the Bible. We read a chapter in the Bible each day, and then we have our Christian studies that we're doing through Memoria Press. And then each kid has a line. This is for our catechism. We do the Truth and Grace Memory Book. They have a catechism that goes on here along in it, and we just whatever they're working on, if they've mastered it, then we just do the next one. So I leave these blank, and then we do World Watch, and then this is our memory verses practice. And then for our group subjects, that SOTW is Story of the World for our history. And then I try to pair a YouTube video. Oh, shoot. I did this wrong. No. So this is Story of the World. We do our review flashcards and a read aloud, but there is no YouTube video this day because we do timeline. We update our timeline, and then no video this day because project ? I'm just going to put project because I think I might have something for us to do. That's how I normally set up Story of the World, by the way. And it's the first 3 days. We normally do our reading. We update our timeline on Thursdays. And then if we have any projects that we want to do for Story of the World, we'll do it here. Or I might not do a project this day, depending on if we have a science project that we want to do this week. And we do projects and stuff on Friday because I've not always been a project mom. I'm still not. I'm trying to force myself because they love it so much. I do not. I like after it, no, Christian studies, goodness. I like after it. Like, you have the memories and it's like, oh, that was kind of sweet. And they had so much fun and it was fun to do with them. But in the moment, I'm like, I really don't feel like doing a project today. It's like when we go to the park with our friends. It's like, I don't want to haul all the kids out to the park, but then we go and I get to talk to my friends and they get to talk to their friends. And it's like, that was kind of nice. Okay. Our current habit that we are working on. Okay. Now is the fun part. I actually get to fill it all in. Okay. So our current habit that we are working on is we're still going through our obedience training. I am loving. So we haven't actually been doing the lessons, but I need to get back on the lessons. But the way that we're doing this, I'm going to fill y'all in. I'm going to do a video on it. It's been amazing, like night and day. And okay, we'll talk about it later. Anyway, so our read aloud, I have to pick a verse for us to work on this week. Our read aloud, we are still going through Narnia. I'm just going to put, it's because it's the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I'm just going to shorten it for time's sake. I know what I'm talking about. And let's see. We are still working. We've been doing a lot of correct responses. So like saying yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, and yes, sir, and yes, no, sir. So, Dolly, my goodness. Okay, so now let's get into it. Okay, so let me pull. Oh, I left my basket. Okay. Honestly, that first part takes the longest. But so we are doing early modern times. We finished chapter 4, so we are going to be doing 5A, 5B, and 6A. And that's how I write that is we are going to do this flex binder, y'all, has been amazing. So we're going to do chapter 5A, chapter 5B, chapter 6A for Story of the World. And then let me get the activity guide too, because what I do is I also like to look. I know I need to do the map because we're going to go through one whole lesson. And so that means that we have a map to do because my fourth grader does the map. And then so that's chapter 4. Oh, that looks like fun. We should have done that. We're still getting into the year. And so, so there is a map page. So I need to make a note that I am going to, I'll put it on the back in a second. So I need to make a copy, Story of the World map page. I will do that later. And, ooh, sumo wrestling. That sounds fun. We are going to do the sumo wrestling project. So, project. So I'm going to put a note over here. Sumo wrestling, they will go nuts for that. And that is on page 35. Okay. And then that should be that. So that's all of our history for the week for my younger kids. And I'll just move that over here. By the way, if you want this planner, I can link it. I have it free. I made this planner, and so I have it available. I can put it in the description box after the live stream is over. Okay, so then Latin. Let me check, just finished up a review week. And so my chicken, y'all, he left it on the floor. He left his page, and she tore it. I'm like, you cannot leave your book on the floor. She will eat it. So we're on lesson 11. So I'm going to do lesson 11, day 1, lesson 11, day 2, lesson 11, day 3. And then we normally don't do Latin on Friday. So this is just going to be a makeup day if we need to, because they normally have it down. Prima Latina, I have been loving Prima Latina. Okay, so for science, my bottom kids are doing introductory science from Science Shepherd, which has been really nice. This level I think is way too easy for a fourth grader though. I mean, it's fine. It'll work for this year. He's in fourth grade, but it's felt a little easy for him. So we are definitely, I like it though. Okay, so we are week 2, day 5 on this. See, and I also like writing it because it tells me, like, where am I at? I should be starting week 3, day 1, which is not that big of a deal, but week 3, day 1 would be here. Week 3, day 2, but it kind of just keeps me accountable. Week 3. No, that's not right. Day 3, and then day 4. It keeps me accountable to make sure that I am getting all of the work done. As many check boxes as I can do is just better for me, because otherwise I will forget things. Okay, so my oldest, let's pull his stuff next. So for world history, we are doing, this has been fun too. I actually like Knotgrass. I'm not sure. I don't want to do it for the younger years because I really love Story of the World, but I am liking it for high school. Okay, so we just did this one yesterday. So we are starting unit 3. So he has lesson 11 tomorrow, or Monday. So he has lesson 11, lesson 12, lesson 13. We also do a slow start. So we don't do all of our curriculum at the same time. And so it never lines up. Like lesson 1 all on the same day, lesson 2 all on the same day, you know what I mean? 15, because it works a lot better if I give everybody the space to kind of start a little slower. What did he do with his math book? Oh, that's my fault. I'm over here blaming that poor innocent 16-year-old, and he put his math book in the check basket. Like, Mom, maybe you haven't done your part. Okay, so he's starting chapter 2. I'm going to go into this as a full update, but he is loving Denison so far. He said things are just making more sense than they ever have. So algebra 2, so he is doing 2-1 Monday. I can't remember how quickly they go through this. I think it's 1 per day. We're still very new to this curriculum. So I think it's 1 assignment per day. So it's 2-2 and then 2-3, 2-4. Where am I at? There I am. Make sure I'm like actually able to be seen here. 2-4 and 2-5. Okay. And I'm just gonna have a huge stack over here whenever everything's said and done. Okay. Latin's easy because he is doing first form Latin from Memoria Press, and the teacher guide is so helpful, and it's just 1 lesson per week. So I can literally go lesson 2, day 1, lesson 2, day 2, lesson 2, day 3. Wrong one. Lesson 2, day 4, and then lesson 2 quiz. Yes, Dolly. Okay. All right. EIW. Yes. Can y'all hear her? My goodness. She's so mouthy. Fix It Grammar. He is on week 4, day 1. week 4, day 2, week 4, day 3, and week 4, day 5, 4, week 4, day 4. That's messy. My bad. Week 4, day 5. Okay. And goodness. I am going to pull his EIW in a little bit. I'm not going to pull it right now. Okay, so CLE for my 4th grader. He finished up lesson 9 last 7, 8, 9. He should be on 404-10, which is a quiz. CLE is really easy with that. They have quiz 2 every 5 lessons. They have a quiz. So 404-11, 404-12, 404-13. Spelling, he was on lesson 6. So he will be on lesson 7, day 1, lesson 7, day 2, lesson 7, day 3, lesson 7, day 4. And I have no idea where we're at in writing and rhetoric. Let's see, where is my teacher book? That is not where it's supposed to be. And it might have gotten put in the wrong box. Always fun. Oh, I got put in his box. That's funny. Okay, so writing and rhetoric. We just finished at lesson 2. So he has lesson 3, and I think I'm going to see, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a very long lesson. Okay, I'm not going to make y'all sit through all of that. So with writing and rhetoric, some of the lessons are longer and some of them are shorter. And so I kind of have to sit with the lesson and figure out what is practical to make a 4th grader go through. They even have, like, I have it broken down on how I want to do it. And they have optional schedules, but I even take it a little slower because this is my kid who is not a fan of writing. And so we're working through writing and rhetoric, but we're taking it a little bit slower. So I'm going to go through that off camera because I don't want to make you sit through all of that. Okay. Okay. So my 2nd grader, I don't know what she just finished. What did she just finish in her math? 6. So she just finished up lesson 6. So she is on, so how I do it, how I label them is I put the light unit number and then just whichever lesson they're on. So she's going to be like 206.7, then 206.8. And like I said, this seems kind of redundant for some people, like it unnecessary, I would say. That's cute, quiz 2. But the more times I write it, the more times I have to check. Did I miss a box? I did. Look at that. She's doing 206.9 here. So quiz 2 would be here. This would be 206.11. the more times I have to write it down, the better, because otherwise I'll just forget things. I do have ADHD, but I don't like using it as an excuse. That's what I tell my kids, we don't use our ADHD as an excuse. We see it as an obstacle. And so writing things a million times is how I overcome it. Okay. Spelling. She finished up, let me just look. Week 13. So she's on week 14. Day 1, week 14, day 2. Don't forget this box again. Day 3, week 14, day 4. Week 14, day 5. Oh, no, that's not day 5. That's a test. A spelling test that week. Or that for the week. Okay. Did I cover everything? Yes. Okay, so what I do from here, my week is pretty well planned out. And so I will go over and transfer this for my younger kids because they like having so this is my second graders planner. They like having a checklist, and I messed up hers. I accidentally put it on the wrong week. So she's going to have, she's already messed up her planner. There, that's at least bent back. Okay. Let's see if I can find the right highlighter. She might just have to deal with a different color coming in. It's fine. I'll do it in blue. I could technically do this on my computer, and that way I could just print off an extra one. But like I said, writing it a million times is very helpful for me. So I try to do them in the order that we do it throughout our day, so it's easy for them to check off their stuff as we do it. Okay, so she has her math, and for them, I don't necessarily feel like I have to give them, sometimes I'll write in the information depending on if I have the time. But even just having a box that has, she doesn't have grammar practice that day. I don't think she has anything for this spot. Her reading, her lit log, and her science. So I group all of these because I have a time where we do our language arts stack is what I call it. So it's like spelling, handwriting, explode the code, grammar, writing, anything like that. And so they'll sit down and just pull out all of those books, and then they have a stack of books. And so we call it their language arts stacks. And so then they just work through that. And after our first break. So Latin, recitation. This is extra math, which is my favorite way to practice math facts. If you've never heard of it, it's on the computer. It's fantastic. Okay, so she does have grammar practice that day. Reading, lit log, and science. And then let me erase these check marks that she did last week because I accidentally wrote in the wrong week. I realized it because I was behind, and I started doing it on a Wednesday. And then I realized it on Thursday. Then it's like, oh, that's my bad. That's the wrong week. She actually called me out on it. She's like, Mom, it's definitely not the 31st. Yeah, no, you're right. You are right, girl. Oh, I forgot that I normally also do a checkbox for their corrections over here. So that tells them, have I done all of my corrections that Mom's given back to me? Can you wait just a minute? I'm almost done. Okay. Corrections for this, corrections for that, and corrections for that. Okay. And then let's just transfer that over. And here, here, here. Why am I missing one? I just didn't do one. Okay, so we'll do math, Latin, and I'm not doing this for my oldest. He is supposed to be doing his own planner. We're working on it. That was never something I was very good at making him do. I wish I had been more diligent with it, which is kind of why I'm starting my younger kids at such a young age, where they have a planner that they're actively working within, that they, oh, yeah, this is grammar. It's intro to grammar. So I'll put intro right here. And so having them go check off, and then eventually they will be tracking their own stuff. Hey, Caitlin. Okay. I'm almost done. Almost. Okay. Now she doesn't have grammar. No, and she actually doesn't have handwriting or explode the code. That's okay. And we do reading, lit log, and science. So on Fridays, I will leave a Latin box. We sometimes do Latin on Friday if it's recitation. There we go. If it's needed. She has her spelling test on Friday. We don't do explode the code or handwriting on Friday, and she doesn't have grammar on Fridays. She has a lighter day on Fridays. And then she has her reading and her lit log. And we have science. And that is her week. And then normally I give them like the rest of the boxes if they have things that they want to work on throughout the week, especially as they get older. Like my 4th grader does normally put stuff in his that he wants to plan out, which is good. Like I want them to actively be working within a planner. Speaking of, what is his planner? I'm missing his. I might not be able to do his. We'll look for just a second. If I can't find it, then I'm just going to get up and call it. Did it get put in the wrong? It did. Okay. There we go. Last thing. So this is my 4th grader's planner. And so same thing. I'm going to go through. I've got everything, all of my stuff listed out here. Oh, you know what I did not do? I did not check our science for this week to see if, yeah, this is level B. They have any projects in week 2 that we wanted to. That's week 8. Hello, too far. Definitely in week 2 and also into week 3. So okay. So The activity. They do have an activity on week 3, day 3. How many days are we getting through? Whoop. Let's see. Science week, we are getting all the way through week 3, day 3. So that looks pretty like a simple project. So we will do, let's do it on Friday, on Thursday. I think I can add, it's a really simple project. It's like senses, like your senses and sense of touch kind of thing. And so, but I'm also going to put, because this is some prep work. So I have a sticky note that has all of the prep work that I need to do. Science project, which is on week 3, day 3. Also, that sumo wrestling thing, I'll come back and do it in a minute because I don't want to keep everybody if we are like, we got things to do, people to see. Well, I don't have anybody to see, but actually I do. We're rehoming our parakeets today because I got these parakeets thinking, oh, how much fun is that going to be? Except for the fact that I have celiac disease and parakeet food is contains gluten, and parakeets are extremely messy, and so I cannot. We tried to make like a gluten-free feed for them. I know that sounds so silly, but when you have celiac disease, it's a little bit different than just having to be gluten-free, and so they make such a mess and put out so much dust. So we're just rehoming them. I have my other noisy birds over there, so it's okay. I feel very happy with just my current birds. And so, okay. And so how I label this. So I label that this is all his homeschool. Ooh, we're not wanting to work. I might have to get my Tombow out. Let's see. Are you the hard tip? Or are you the soft tip? Hard tip. Okay. We're going to use a Tombow marker because it is not wanting to write. Oh my. I don't know if you can hear my kids in the background over there. They're getting a little rowdy. And it's probably a good thing I'm almost done because they are like not having it anymore. Okay, and so then this box right here is language art stacks. So we're just going to put LAST because he knows what that means. Okay. And we'll do green boxes. And how did I have this ordered out? Let me open hers back up because I liked how I had her set up this week. We're still figuring this out. We're only on week 3. We just finished week 3. And I feel like we are finally getting the handle on planning with all of my planning system anyway. Okay. He doesn't do explode the code, but he has spelling, assign reading, questions, writing, and rhetoric. Oh dear. So we have math. Okay, so like I said, I'm just not going to put in, so he has an English grammar recitation, but I'm not going to put in the actual lesson because he will do, oh shoot, that wasn't how I was doing it. Darn it. I was trying to do it in the order that we do them. So let's change that. I'm going to just change it. It's fine. It's only one day. Okay. So let me think. Where's my planner? I have multiple planners. Does anybody else have like 4 planners, or is that like just a me thing? Okay. So how did I like having this set up? That was Thursday. I didn't even finish checking all of my stuff off. We did things. I just didn't check it off. Look at that. I didn't even plan out my my times for the day either. This week has been a little bit chaotic. Okay. So I have it his ordered out as he has, why do I have 2 pins? Math and then extra math, which I don't have on here. Why did I do this way? I don't know where my whiteout is, so I'm just going to cross it out. Okay, so he has math and then he has extra math. And then we have our devotions. And then his next thing is Latin and recitation. There we go. That's right. Now we're working. Okay. I don't even know the saying that I was going to go with there. Okay. So then I'm going to put their stacks here and his reading down here. Okay. So for his stacks, his stack, he has spelling, handwriting. He is orange, writing and rhetoric, grammar. Okay, now I got it. Now we're good. I confused myself, y'all. Reading, and then he has his questions that he's going to do with his reading. And then, why do I have another box here? What else? Oh, science. And then he has extra stuff that he's going to do within this. Okay. Because when are we doing? I got these quizzes that go with Story of the World. I have them right here. I don't know how I feel about them because I believe, as a classical homeschooler, I believe in doing quizzes and things like that. But I don't know. For 4th grade, when we're talking about history, like math quizzes, spelling tests, things like that, sure. But I'm having a hard time administering a test for history because that's, I don't know. It did not go over well. He did the first one and it just did not go well. And so I'm really reconsidering how I'm doing this. Okay, so why I mentioned that is because I have 2 highlighters. Okay, I need to close out here pretty quick. Okay, so he has map work that he's going to do at the end of chapter 5, which is Tuesday. So he needs a box to do his map work. Okay, so we have math, we have extra math, we have Latin, we have recitation, and spelling, handwriting, writing and rhetoric, English, grammar, recitation, reading, questions. We're just going to put SCI and history map. Okay. I'll go back and put the other check boxes for him to check off that he has made his corrections in a minute. Extra math. So what is everybody doing this Saturday when you get off of here? Do you have any plans? I already told you my plans. I have to go rehome parakeets. It's literally all I have to do today. And I am kind of excited about that because I honestly do have a lot of things that I want to do around the house. Why is this so sloppy? Wow. I have a lot of things I want to do around the house that I haven't been able to get to. I really need to catch up on grading. I don't think I've been keeping up on math grading, but I have like 3 tests to grade still. And so, okay. And extra math, Latin, recitation. Okay, so I am wrapping up. I've got one more day. So if you are watching and you want to see this again, like you want me to consistently go live when I'm doing my homeschool planning, please leave a comment that you would like this, because I have no problem just setting up a camera and filming myself. Also, let me know if you like Saturdays or if you prefer Thursday, because Thursday is my other day that I'm considering. That's the day I really enjoy planning, but I'm not that picky. Okay, math, extra math. We are going to leave Latin on there because we kind of do Latin sometimes on Fridays. That's messy. My bad. Okay, recitation. Spelling test. We don't do handwriting on Fridays. He does have writing and rhetoric on Fridays. He shouldn't have grammar because he should have mastered it by Thursday. But I'm going to put this with a question mark. Ooh, let's do that here too, because no, I'm going to leave that there. And then his reading, that's going to signify to him is like, if you worked really hard and you have it mastered, by the time we get here, you don't have to do it here. Always a good motivator. A little bit of time off on Friday. All right, let me give him his boxes to check off that he's made his corrections. So we have, he has to make corrections for math, Latin, spelling, writing and rhetoric, grammar, questions, and science. So let's track that all the way across. And then Latin, spelling. Okay, and then I'm going to use a different color to give him his space where he can create his own plans for the week underneath that. Alrighty. And that is all of my planning. It took me 78 minutes. That's actually really good information to have. I never knew how long it takes me to do my homeschool planning, but it takes me 78 minutes. So, like I said, I am going to try this next week on Thursday. So if you want to follow along, I will be doing it Thursday at 3. If you prefer it on Saturday, you can go on the Thursday video and say, hey, can you do this on Saturday instead? Or you can comment on this after I post it. And so just let me know what you would like to see happening. I do post videos on Mondays and Fridays are my posting days. I've officially decided. So my regular content comes out Monday and Friday. It is homeschool content, homemaking content. I'm moving into some biblical encouragement for moms, wives, like homeschooling mothers and stuff like that. So if that is of interest to you, I hope you'll consider subscribing and sticking around. So I will see y'all next time. Bye.